They also say
So
in each of them, they also say that Jesus is the Son of God. So that's true as well, since it's in the Injil, right?
no, that's not true.
Wait, what? It's in
Because
the Injil, though.
I told you other people have added in.
Wait a second. Hold on a
The
second.
Injil is not a closed book, it's
Hold
an
on.
open
No.
book.
Hello, amazing viewers. Welcome back to Religious Insight. On this episode of this debate with Godlogic, a Muslim needs Christians to explain what Injil is to him. Let's find out what actually happened in this video.
Hi, I'm new to this stuff, so uh, I have a question for everybody. I used to do informal conversations with a lot of Christians, but I'm not anything. I don't have things memorized, so you'll have to help me.
We have
Uh,
a topic.
yeah, the reason mainly I distrust Christianity is
I have a topic.
yeah. Say that. What's the topic?
The topic is
He just clicks on your link and it's like, what's the topic?
Yeah,
I have a topic.
I'm sorry about that. If
It's okay. I do have a topic though.
okay.
And this is what the topic is. All right, thank you guys. We just hit a segment of what is the Injil. We have a new contestant on the stage, Ismail. Welcome to the platform. And we're asking, what is the Injil that the Quran talks about? So go ahead, tell us what the Injil is.
Okay. According to my understanding, the Injil is what was the message Jesus had and what Jesus came to teach. He taught this to his disciples. He taught this throughout his life until God took him.
Okay.
So that's the Injil.
Got it. What was that though exactly? Like, was it a physical book he had?
It was oral.
Oral. Okay. Was it written down eventually?
I don't know whether it was written down, but
Okay.
I knew that Jesus taught it.
Okay. Well, so here's something interesting. The Quran does say that the Injil was written down. It does say that. Would you like to see that verse?
Yeah.
All right. Shoot. Yeah. Cool. I got you, man. So look to the right. We're going to go to chapter 7, verse 157. And it says here that the Injil was written. Look here. So it says, those who follow the messenger, the prophet who can neither read nor write, whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil. So we do see from the Quran that the Injil was written down at some point in time, right?
Okay. So since the Torah was an oral of Moses and Injil is an oral of Jesus, then that was written. But according to the Quran, though, there's things added to them.
No worries. So the Injil was written down. We see, right? The Injil of Jesus was written down. Who do you think wrote it?
Scribes.
Like who?
People that were there.
Like, would you think that maybe the companions of Jesus would have wrote down what he preached?
Possibly.
Okay, that's good. So the disciples, I would say the disciples, right? The disciples, his companions, his Sahaba, wrote down the Injil. Yeah, his Sahaba.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Then, all right. So then, here's my question: do you reject that I have the Injil in the Bible?
I reject the character of Paul and what he has done, the influence he played on Christianity.
All right, no worries. We'll get to Paul in a second. That's actually my second favorite topic. But for now, dealing with the Injil here, forget Paul, just the Injil, the gospel specifically. Do you reject that I have it?
Because you have 4 different accounts, right?
I have 4 accounts of the Injil.
Which one is the Injil?
All of them are the Injil. The Injil is a collection of 4 accounts.
So the Quran is talking about that same Injil?
Yep.
How do you know?
Well, I'm asking. That's why I asked you. Do you reject that I have it?
I doubt that you have it, but
Why?
because the Quran in many places it says that the Christians have manipulated. They've
Well,
added some things to it.
look at what the Quran says here. Remember the verse we just read? It says that whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Gospel. So it says that the Christians have this Injil that the Quran's talking about.
So that verse is which verse again?
So that's chapter 7, verse 157. Okay, Avery. No, you don't have the Injil.
I'm not talking to you, Mazen.
No, you're talking to me now.
Oh, you taking over?
Yeah, I'm taking over. Because bro,
What about Ismail?
Ismail, can I talk to him for a minute?
Wait, let Ismail cook for a little bit and then you jump in. Goodness gracious.
You said
Bro,
7 verse what?
yeah, bro, I don't trust
It's on the screen. 7157. It's on the screen. You see how it says that it's with us? The Torah and Injil with them? We have it?
Okay, I'm pulling my own copy. So hold on a second.
Okay. In the meantime, Manny says, I got bingo on my dollar script card. That was too quick. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think dollar script bingo would be way too easy. That'll be way too easy. That wouldn't even be a challenge for you guys at all. Cooking turkeys on the day after.
You said 7?
157.
Surah
Okay.
Al-Araf, ayah 157.
Whew. It's been a long time since I don't think I've ever actually seen Rob kind of, go off on somebody like today. I mean, man, Rob was fed up. Rob.
Dude, I've been out of the game for a while. I haven't even done any streams on my channel for a bit. I come back, and
Okay,
it's
I
like
got it.
de-evolution has transpired. It's not.
Yeah.
Those who
can't
follow
make
the
this up,
messenger,
right?
the unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of the Torah.
So you see how it says we have the Torah and the Injil? It says we have the written.
Okay, mine says those who follow the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of the Torah, and who enjoins upon them what is right.
Oh no, you skip the part where it says and the Injil
and the gospel. Whom,
Yeah.
Okay, so what they have, so it can mean what they have could mean that it could
we
be
have the Torah and Injil.
you.
we have.
Okay, so for the sake of conversation, let's say you have in another verses it says the Torah have been added. So many people there's truth in it, there's false in it. So the criterion is the Quran.
No worries, that's not true, but no worries. So all I'm asking is, what is this Injil then? Because it says that we have it. It says it's in our possession. It says we can find Muhammad written in it. So the Quran says that what I have is the Injil, right?
So if you understand the point I'm making, that what you have is the Injil plus what other people thought, plus what the scribes have written, plus the
no worries. So the Bible has the Injil in it, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the Injil that we have, correct?
So I think you understand what I'm saying.
So we have the Injil in Matthew, Mark,
Plus,
Luke,
you have
right?
Injil plus.
Okay, so give me the affirmation that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the Injil plus plus words of scribes and others.
So according to my knowledge, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John was written a couple of years after then Jesus died. So
Right, that's
at best,
true.
So at best, what?
That's true. When was the Injil?
So at best, you have the Injil was
Wait, just quickly, did he say when Jesus died?
He said a few years after Jesus died.
yeah.
So you believe Jesus died?
Wait, sorry, what's after Jesus?
No, I'm just saying for the sake of the conversation, from your point of view, he was killed and crucified.
Oh, hell no, bro.
Right.
I believe
okay.
God took him upon himself.
Yeah, he clarified it. He clarified it. It's okay. So,
Okay, all right.
so yes, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote the accounts of the gospel a few years after Jesus died.
So
Give a date. Let's just keep going with that. Give a date. 30 AD,
I'm not a
33 AD.
scholar. I'm not a scholar. Either way.
It's
Either
okay.
way.
No worries.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
okay for this segment. Is that a problem?
No, I'm saying to you, your accounts, the Quran is not saying Matthew, Mark, and Luke is the Injil. If that was the case, me and you wouldn't have a debate.
Well, the Quran is saying that.
no.
Wait, just because you just don't believe what your Quran says. That's all.
So
But
the Quran is saying Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the Injil.
Ismail, you're trying to show me that it is not. That's why I've asked you. You said that I don't have it, or you started. It sounded like you started to make a contention against Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John being the Injil. Is that are you contending against that? Are you saying Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not the Injil?
I'm contending that Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John is the Injil plus others.
Beautiful. All right, no worries. Now, see.
Some have been taken away, some have been added away.
No worries. So we got. See, notice how at first you started off by saying that what I have is not the Injil, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John couldn't have been the Injil, but now you believe that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the Injil plus more. See,
I always believed that the when, for instance, Matthew says not Matthew, but one of them says Jesus a prophet from God. They
all say that.
Yeah, so that is true. So
it's in the Injil. They also say in each of them they also say that Jesus is the Son of God. So that's true as well, since it's in the Injil, right?
No, that's not true.
Wait, what? It's in the Injil, though.
Because I told you other people have added in.
Wait a second. Hold on.
The Injil is not a closed book. It's an open book.
You told me that Matthew, Mark is the Injil.
No.
Plus other people said. So I'm talking about the Injil parts. Okay? No. You said that if it was a protected. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Okay. You said that in the Injil, they say that it says that Jesus is a prophet. Well, in that same Injil, it says Jesus is the Son of God as well, not just a prophet,
and that's
also the Son of God.
So let me ask you.
Starts. This is the beginning of the Gospel of Jesus, the Son of God. It literally starts like that. So
let me say something. If I took Mark and I added a few of my own sentences, is that the Injil?
What are you talking about?
I just gave you a scenario. I took Mark and I added a chapter to it. Is that the Injil?
That's not the gospel anymore. That's not the gospel.
That's not the Injil.
Yeah, it's not.
So if I were to quote for you the beginning of Mark, which I didn't copy, that's not the Injil.
If you're quoting Mark, but you have a distortion of Mark, you took stuff out. Yeah. You added stuff in. That's no longer the Gospel of Mark. That's what you have.
So what would it be? What would it be?
Just something you made up yourself. A distortion. It'll be a distortion.
Some parts would be Mark. Some parts would be mine.
No, it'll be a distortion of.
No, hear what I'm saying. Some parts of it would be Mark's. Some parts of it would be mine.
Yeah, let's go along with that.
Yeah, I can go with you. Now, let me ask you this question: how would I know what parts are of Mark and what parts aren't?
That's the Quran. The Quran is able to clarify. So hold on. Let me give you the logic. Hold
on a second.
At least understand me before you can reject it.
If I wanted to know what parts of Mark of that distorted writing were the true parts of Mark's gospel, in the false parts of Mark's gospel, I would go to the Quran.
No. That's a misunderstanding. That's a misunderstanding.
All right. So how? So this is my question.
Assume no. I want you to understand me. Then you can disagree with me all you like.
No,
But
I'm not
first,
trying to
understand me.
disagree with you.
No,
Look,
first understand me. First, understand me.
Ismail, please hold on a second, because I understood your scenario so far. I'm even.
I don't believe you have.
Well, I did. You said that you're saying that what you have has parts of the Injil in it. So some parts are the Injil, some parts are corrupted in what other people said. So there's fragments of the Injil in there, right? That's what you're saying.
And
Now, me going along with your example about the Mark example, which I love, it's a perfect example actually. How will I know what parts are the authentic parts of Mark and the fraudulent parts of Mark? How will I know?
Okay, there are many different ways.
Give me one.
Okay, I'll tell you. One, you can have an authenticated Mark. That's one. But let me give you another one.
That's it right there.
No. Let me hold on. Can I give you my full answer?
Go ahead, get a full answer.
Before you interrupt me. A theological answer is since both people believe Mark is from God, and someone else added stuff into it, then God would communicate to you what's Mark's and what's mine.
So what you're saying is that God
so therefore
would wait. You will say that God miraculously reveals to you specifically what the authentic parts of Mark are in this distortion.
No. You asked me. So, brother,
Man,
could you stop
what the
laughing?
heck's going on here?
No. I'm having a conversation with logic.
Yeah.
If you start laughing, then you create emotion.
Yeah,
Therefore,
I'm dealing with actual academic stuff in my own personal life.
No. So you can mute yourself, because if you laugh, then I'll start to creating emotions. Now we're having a conversation so far. If you disagree with me, you can disagree with me, but stop with the laughter.
My brother, respectfully, I hear what you're saying. On the stage, you're gonna have to have tough skin up here, because we have fun. We're not laughing as an insult to you.
No, okay then.
I'm not laughing at you, by the way.
He's not laughing.
Shocked.
His laugh is. Hold on, Ismail. His laugh is to bring you to repentance, man. Because maybe by his laughter, you'll recognize that, man, what I'm saying actually.
No, it's distracting right now.
Well, it should be distracting you from the fault.
I apologize. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna try and show some charity.
So what I'm saying to you is, if to know Mark is let's say the book I've created, the Mark plus what I wrote is false, is for God to send a message to tell us those parts were correct and these parts are incorrect. So if it's from God, the first book, and God would send a message again to clarify things for people. So that's another way it could be done.
Okay, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. So, you said that one, you can have an authentic version of Mark that you can use as your judge to see which parts are true and which parts are false, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you can definitely verify it. The next way you said is theologically, you can have God who would miraculously reveal to you which parts are the distortions and which parts are the authentic parts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say that you have this spiritual experience. How would you be able to verify that this objectively, that the spiritual experience that you've experienced is actually factual? How could you verify it when you're having a spiritual experience, and in this experience, God is saying, "Hey, this is actually the true parts of Mark. These parts are the distorted versions." How would you verify what you just experienced?
Well, I'm not sure of tests, but if I remember even in the New Testament, even Paul says demons could bring you stuff. So
no. But no. Sorry. Yes. No. But the reason why I'm saying no is because he gave an answer that you went yes.
Yes.
You remember what that was?
Yes. going
If you
back
want to
to
compare what God is telling you with,
Mhm.
what was one of the answers you gave?
the
The
authentic
original
version.
mark?
Yep, the original mark. That's the
Anyway,
answer. Ismail, the answer in order to test your spiritual experience that you believe God is giving you to tell you what parts are the real parts of Mark or not, the way to verify that and test that is to put it side by side with the authentic version of Mark. See, finding the authentic version is still always the number one answer.
Okay, given you don't accept the theological answer, okay, because
That-
you
It's not objective.
That is still
because
working with it.
okay, so you don't accept people can have experiences.
I do. But here's my thing. Again, I
But
do
let me finish.
believe
Let
that
me finish
people
my point.
have experience.
I haven't made the point yet. It's a semicolon. I haven't made my point. But according to Christianity, most of Christianity is based on Paul's vision. How do you test Paul's stuff?
You know, that's actually a good point. That, you know, a lot of Christianity is based on what Paul says. And
And he had
again,
a vision.
we will get there. I promise you. We'll get there. But just to give you a
I
few
love
quick
that
answers.
topic too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to give you a few quick answers before we get there. He had witnesses and he was able to test and verify his experience with others who had the experience of the resurrection of Jesus. Peter, James, and John, other apostles who verified his experience that what he received was from God and was true. And also miracles and works that followed him because of his experience, works and miracles that he did showing that he actually did experience the risen Christ. Okay. So he had tests that proved that he actually was an apostle that experienced the risen Christ and, you know, was called by Christ to minister to the Gentiles. Okay. So with this being said here, in this example, I'm not saying that I don't accept theological experiences. I'm saying I'm pushing it I'm pushing it further. How do you verify that? Okay,
So-
not just believe it because somebody say God told them. How do you verify that? And
Okay.
when your
So
experience,
the first
would you
verification.
agree- let me finish.
Yeah.
Would you agree that to put that experience to the test about God told me that this is the authentic part of Mark, God told me this is the distorted part. The way to verify that is to compare what you experienced to the authentic version of Mark, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that because but right now you said I started the conversation by saying to you I distrust Paul. And we came back to a full circle by saying one shouldn't trust a vision one has just because they had a vision. And Paul had a vision.
We're not talking about Paul right now.
no,
We're
no.
talking about the Injil, the nature of the Injil. We're not talking
Okay.
about Paul right now. I promise
Most
you.
most
we'll get to
most
Paul.
most of the Injil were inspired by Paul.
There's nothing to do with Paul. Matthew is not Paul. Luke is not Paul. John is not Paul. Peter is not Paul.
And Avery, just
They
to clarify,
have no
isn't
relate.
in the
All
Quran
those
a
four
verse
scholars have no relate.
that even the tafsirs.
Yeah.
No.
So again, we'll get to Paul in a second.
Let's put
But
let's put the
that's
Quran.
going
about-
into a.
Let's put the Quran on the side.
Ismail.
Let's finish this topic.
Ismail, we're talking about what the Injil is.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
No, you're supposed to answer. You're supposed to answer now.
I will answer you, but hold on. I will answer you.
Do you know what you're answering? You're talking too much. Do you know what you're answering?
You've been talking more than I've been listening.
So since you're about to answer, tell me what you're about to answer. What was my question to you?
I've not. I was talking, making a point, and you were interrupting. So how can I
you
hear?
interrupted me. So are you ready for the point for you to answer? Because you sidetracked based off the question that I asked you. You went elsewhere, and I followed you there just to prove the point that the authentic version of Mark is still what is the criteria of how you judge what is distorted, what not.
That's hypothetical.
Because, and Ismail, just quickly, the reason why Avery is saying that is because you brought it up.
Exactly.
You said
Yeah. So I brought it up.
authentic Mark.
I brought it up in response to a question he asked.
Yeah. What was the question?
The question was how would you know what the original one was? And
Beautiful.
I told you two scenarios.
And the first thing you said was,
So anyway,
So here's the question. How do you know?
yeah. So my
This is the
question.
I asked you before, Ismail. How do you know that the part where in the Injil it says Jesus is a prophet is true, but the part in the Injil where it says Jesus is the Son of God is not part of the original Injil. How do you know that?
Okay. We don't have an original Mark in this example. We have what do you call testimonies. Also, what does it mean, Son of God?
It doesn't matter. You said that part wasn't true. It doesn't matter what it means. You said it wasn't
It
true
doesn't.
at all. So therefore, this is my question again.
My
You
friend,
said that part wasn't part of the Injil. How do you know that?
because Son of God, God doesn't have sons.
Okay, so are you this doesn't help me. You're talking about what you believe. How do you know that in the Injil it didn't say that Jesus was the Son of God? How do you know that wasn't there originally?
No, that or no. In the they were talking about the hypotheticals. In the original, remember I told you the original would have to come. That's the hypothetical answer. But in this situation, let's say the Son of God was an added element.
So stop. Are you saying that you don't know if it was there or not?
Most likely, is Son of God is added.
I'll ask it again.
Most
Are you
likely.
are you conceding that you don't know if that was added or not?
I wasn't there, so I'm telling you what I think is most likely.
No worries. So logically, it very well could have been that the Injil is exactly what they say, that Jesus is the Son of God, right? It could have said that, right? Originally.
Originally,
Mm-hmm.
could it have said?
Okay. So now let's follow this through. Everything that we have of the Gospels, everything that we have of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, every single one of them in every single manuscript has Jesus being identified as the Son of God. You have nothing that contradicts that of a manuscript in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John that denies that he's the Son of God, or it doesn't have him saying it in these.
But many things are called. But many things.
Let me just land it.
Yeah.
So if we're being honest, the evidence is on our side that the Injil originally had Jesus being the Son of God, right? If we go by the evidence.
Okay. Give me a second.
Okay.
Everything, Son of God, people are called Son of God. Houses of worship
Dude, it
are
sounds
called
like
Son
you're
of
reading
God.
from a script now. No.
Because I've listened to a lot of debates, my friend.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
listened. I follow a lot of debates. I know.
Wait. Avery, I'll just sort of summarize it again. Ismail, the non-believing Jews killed this guy named Jesus because he claimed to be the Son of God. The believing Jews believed in who he claimed to be, which is the Son of God title, because the resurrection vindicated that claim that he's the Son of God. And here's the icing on the cake irony. Heretical groups, Gnostics, all the heretical movements, take your pick, Trinitarian, non-Trinitarian, the point is they believe he's some sort of maybe like an angelic figure. They believed he was a type of Son of God-like being. So everyone up until the 7th century believed he was Son of God. The Quran, when it comes to this particular point, the Quran is alone in human history that denies the sonship of Jesus. Now what?
Okay, can I speak now? Can I respond?
Do you understand? Do you understand what I just laid out a chronological?
Yeah. So I want to respond.
Okay.
So you saying that the Jews at the time believed he was a son of God. The Christians the Jews who became Christians believed he was a son of God. Some heretical people believed he was some other thing. So therefore, only the Quran is contrary. That's what you said.
Yes, the Quran is
yes. So I'm just repeating to show you that I understood you. So I'm repeating what you're saying because I want to show you that I understood you.
Yep.
Okay, this is my response. Uh, the people from the own biblical narrative, many things are called sons of God. Is that correct?
Well, that's not what we're talking about.
Wait,
No,
wait,
no, no.
Avery.
Answer that question.
Oh, gosh, man. We're talking about what's in the Injil.
No, no,
now.
answer
Yeah,
that
no,
question.
yeah.
I'm telling you because many people are called sons, and Jesus is called
Who
son.
cares?
Even
That
even
is
okay,
God.
hold on.
Was
Avery.
that in the Injil?
Wait, wait.
Okay,
Yeah.
well I'll tell you what's in the Injil. There's a guy who was buried beside Jesus. What was his name?
Was it in the Injil that Jesus was the Son of God or not?
No, I'm asking you. Many people were sons of God.
Is it in the
Avery,
Injil that Jesus was the
before
Son
he
of God?
goes, before he goes, I'd like to share quickly with him Paul's psychology, just very briefly, if I can. But after you finish this point,
Yeah, we got.
and
Yeah,
then
well,
do
I
whatever
need
you
to
need to
hammer
do.
him on
And
this.
yeah.
And
No,
we're
go for
gonna
it.
do the
And
Paul
then
thing too. I'm not gonna let him go. I like him.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the
Okay.
Paul thing. But was it in the Injil that it said Jesus is the Son of God, as it says in the Injil that we have?
You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying sons of God were said in many different people, even other,
No
even some,
worries. Hey, my friend,
Is
my
that
friend.
true? Is that
No
true?
worries.
Is that true?
Did it say? Did the Injil
No.
say, or did it not say that Jesus was the Son of God? Yes or no?
Well, how come you don't answer my yes or no?
Because you're going off the subject. You're dodging mine by asking another question that has nothing to do with what I asked you. So if you asked a relevant question,
Okay.
I would entertain it. You're not
You're-
asking an irrelevant question.
Okay.
So here it is again.
I want you to be fair.
I'm being very fair.
Answer yes or no to my question, please.
You know what, Rob, we might not make it to the Paul one. We might not make it.
where? No, it's
We
important.
might not
Okay.
make it.
You don't want to answer. Okay.
We might
Okay,
not make it.
How about I quickly summarize the Son of God thing
No.
for him?
Not
Yeah,
sure.
Then
No,
we'll move
no,
on.
nope. Did it say that in the Injil or not? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, just answer that, please.
In Mark and Luke, it said sons of God. Okay.
That's not what I asked.
Yeah.
Avery, let me help
I
you.
asked, did it say in the Injil that Jesus is the Son of God?
The
I'm gonna bring it up.
Injil, the Injil that
I'm gonna
that
share my screen and bring it up for him.
Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John says sons of God in many different places, and my contention is those have been added in.
There it is. So that means that it didn't say that originally in the Injil, is what you're saying, right?
Even if it's said, it does not prove anything because
Okay.
many things were sons of God.
Let's pause here. Do you want to know? I'm about to show you why your question that you were trying to ask me when you were dodging me is absolutely irrelevant. You're asking, well, weren't other people in the Bible identified as sons of God in different senses? That question is irrelevant because you don't believe Jesus was called the Son of God in the Injil at all. So that's irrelevant.
No,
It
it's not
doesn't matter.
relevant. It's not relevant.
Excuse me. I'm specifically talking about whether Jesus was identified as the Son of God in the Injil. And your answer to that is no, correct?
Can I answer without you interrupting me?
You better answer, or I won't, or I will interrupt if you're not answering. Your answer to that is no, he's not called the Son of God in the Injil, right?
If the guy beside me is called Son of God and the other guy beside me is called Son of God,
Sorry, Rob.
and I'm called Son of God,
Broke down. He broke down. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Like this, I can't waste my time, man. We wasted our time with the Shia dude.
Gosh, yeah.
Now it's over now. It's over now.
Ali.
By the way,
Alright, welcome back guys. I believe you enjoyed watching this video. Let us know your views about this video in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so, and also don't forget to like this video as well. The level of delusion in Islam is on another level. To be honest, I don't know what to call this. They claim the Injil is the message of Jesus to the creations of Allah, which is true. They are not lying in that aspect. There is no doubt about that. Where it pisses me off is that where they claim Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not the Injil. And when you ask them where the Injil is, they will say they don't know. that the Injil have been misplaced. So the question now begging for answer is, where is the Injil? That is one of the questions. Secondly, are they trying to tell us that the whole message of Jesus disappeared without a trace? Thirdly, why would Allah allow the whole message of Jesus to be lost? The final question is, does that mean that Allah lied for failing to protect his word as he promised in the Quran? These are questions that are left unanswered. The reason why they have refused to accept the message or the gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is because it goes against what Muhammad taught. The words of Jesus in the Bible is a direct contradiction to the foundation of Islam. So the Jesus in the Bible is far different from the Jesus in the Quran, since they have refused to accept the messages of Jesus that are in the Bible. Quran came over 600 years after the Bible had been written, and yet they believe the Quran to be true against the Bible. Imagine a modern author writing about the Gallic War with his own perspective of the story, conflicting the account of Julius Caesar. Which among the two would you believe? The one that was present during the war, or the one that came over 600 years later? So for Muslims, believing the account of Muhammad about who Jesus is somehow delusional, because Muhammad came 600 years after Jesus. So if you don't believe the account of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Paul, and you're believing Muhammad, then it shows that something is definitely wrong with you. Not liking Paul as a Muslim is understandable. He exposed Muhammad as the Antichrist, so it is well understood and it is understandable that they don't like Paul. Muslims are blinded to the truth when it comes to their religion. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I believe you were able to learn something new. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family. Subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next video.